Hello again. This is number 4 in the series Staying Sane in a Mad World, and I want to begin by reading again from Psalm 139 in the New Living Translation. You made all the delicate inner parts of my body and knit me together in my mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvellous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. You saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. How precious are your thoughts about me, O God. They cannot be numbered. So the question is, how much are you worth? Maybe a few pounds in the chemicals that are contained within your body, but they are mixed together and woven together in a wonderful way, and a remarkably complex way. Graham Kendrick, in his 1974 album, it's called Paid on the Nail, he has a song which goes like this. Well, how much do you think you're worth, boy? Will anyone stand up and say? Would you say that a man is worth nothing unless someone is willing to pay? So how much is a person worth? It's interesting in this COVID crisis, all the social distancing, all the isolation that that the government are encouraging, is to protect and preserve the vulnerable, the elderly, the physically weak, and that's a wonderful thing to do, isn't it? To look after those who are needy and weak, and we have biblical basis for that, because just as the baby in the womb is precious to God, so the old person in a care home who can do very little but perhaps smile and talk briefly and say thank you, but they are still of great value of God, to God and to us. And their life should be preserved and valued, and they should be loved and honoured as people made wonderfully in the image of God. Maybe we are a bit like the people or the items on the Antique Roadshow. We are worth what someone is prepared to pay for us. An antique is only worth what somebody is prepared to pay for it. Which brings us to the cross and a more recent song by Getty and Graham Kendrick. And I'll just read the first couple of verses. My worth is not in what I own, not in the strength of flesh and bone, but in the costly wounds of love at the cross. My worth is not in skill or name, in win or lose, in pride or shame, but in the blood of Christ that flowed at the cross. It's at the cross that we see our true worth to God. John Stott says, standing before the cross, we see simultaneously our worth and our unworthiness, since we perceive both the greatness of his love in dying and the greatness of our sin in causing him to die. So that's this week's talk. Just to say that I'll put all the links to those songs in the text below. Your worth is what God was willing to pay for you on the cross.